It appears the voters of Arizona, who helped propel Donald Trump to the White House for a second term, were not feeling the same about Kari Lake. The Associated Press called it for Ruben Gallego on Monday, Kari Lake's opponent, with 95% reported after he took 50% of the vote to Lake's 47.8. So that's it. Race has been called. He is now going to succeed Senator Kirsten Sinema. But wait, unsurprisingly, MAGA is claiming voter fraud. Because of course they are. Oh my God. Grifter Dinesh D'Souza, for example, has called for an audit of the Arizona Senate race, saying, given Trump's impressive win in the state, we are now being asked to believe something that confutes any kind of common sense, which is that the number of people who voted for Kamala roughly voted for Kari Lake, and the same number of people who voted for Trump roughly voted for Gallego. I refuse to believe that. It makes no sense at all. Okay, cry more. Now look, here's the thing. Donald Trump crushed in Arizona. He won with 52.3% of the vote to Harris's 46.7%. That's a gigantic win. I'm not going to lie. That's huge. That said, his assertion that, oh, wait a minute, there's something wrong here, something fishy. No, it's called vote splitting, all right? And while it's not necessarily common, we did see a lot of it. I mean, for example, in New York, a lot of people voted for AOC that also voted for Donald Trump. Why? Because through their logic, and I don't necessarily agree with it, but there are Trump voters that are like, look, Trump's not the establishment, which is funny because he was in office and he largely governed as an establishment candidate, but okay, or an establishment president, but, you know, helping the rich and stuff. But okay, all right. People have short-term memories. A lot of Trump's administration had been memory hold, all right? But that's just their reasoning, okay? Well, he's not the establishment, and so AOC also not the establishment. So that explains my split ticket vote. All right. So yeah, this happens. Look, people want to change at the national level. However, for the most part, many incumbents ended up actually keeping their seats in Congress. In the Senate, there's 12 new members, 6 Democrats and 6 Republicans. They'll be replacing 8 Democrats, 2 Republicans, and 2 independent incumbents who would either announce that they would not seek re-election, were appointed to other offices, or were simply defeated. Okay? Look, at the end of the day, this election was a referendum on the Biden government, more than anything. Okay? A rebuke of the establishment, if you will. And in fact, the only reason that Biden won in 2020 is because Donald Trump had completely bungled the COVID-19 response. Okay. But again, this was not, he barely won, all right, in 2020. And then Donald Trump wins by a landslide here, again, propelled by the same anti-establishment wave that we saw back in 2016. Okay, so 2020 was a bit of a reprieve from that for the establishment, but now 2024, anti-establishment wave rises again because it's not working for average people. Okay, it's not. And so the Republican Party, Donald Trump, they won because they're not Joe Biden. They're not the establishment, or not perception-wise, at least. But once again, I'm going to note that Donald Trump is the establishment. The Republican Party is the establishment. They're just a different flavor. At the end of the day, they're still going to give the rich everything that they want. Period. That's it. Now, that said, Kamala Harris did not lose because she was an unabashed progressive. No, she was the establishment. Again, she ran on, we have a very lethal military. Oh, and then we're going to have more border patrol. Okay, we're going to crack down on the border. And she also, of course, failed to really talk about protecting gay and trans people, and instead focused on Republicans are great, Liz Cheney is bad, and Donald Trump is a unique threat, and it's not at all the Republican Party, oh, no, the fever will break. Wait a minute. No, Donald Trump is the Republican Party. Okay. But look, what happened is when you go to the right and, you know, as a Democrat, okay, and voters are presented with the right wing versus the diet right wing, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to pick right wing every single time. Every single time. I can't find. I don't know that there are any Republican voters that Kamala Harris moved over to the, you know, to vote for her. I mean, exit polling shows that she moved like nobody and then ended up losing progressive support. All right. Now, that said, now in this race, there wasn't an incumbent because Kyrsten Sinema gone, right? And Gallego did not run as a progressive. He ran as a centrist. That said, you have a centrist versus an insane person. All right, well, not every race is going to, you know, make sense. But here we are. Look, Kari Lake is a two-time loser now. She claimed that she won the governorship when she clearly didn't, okay? And she floated voter fraud conspiracy theories. And most importantly, she started fighting with the McCain wing of the local party, which not so good if you're in, you know, Arizona. Just saying, there was a lot of things that Kari Lake did wrong. All right. And so, yeah, voters, I can understand the split ticket vote where it's like, yeah, I would vote for Trump. But Kari Lake, she is too crazy. All right. Well, there it is. Now, there's more cope and seethe from MAGA supporters. Ex-user MJ Truth Ultra writes this. What surprises me most is not the obvious cheating, but the sheer fact the RNC is dead silent on this. That's obvious cheating. Really? Obvious cheating? Where's the obvious cheating? Well, user Sassafras84 said, Lake's election was being stolen for the second time. And then, of course, that user shared 2 articles about an error in Pima County that led to the reporting of an incorrect number of untallied ballots last week. Now, in a statement, Lake's attorney questioned Pima County over the discrepancy, calling for complete transparency about the counting for ballots. A spokesperson for Pima County responded with, it's clerical error. It's an easy explanation, but in this age of conspiracy, everything gets blown up into inserted votes. So there's that. Then, of course, you have Real Trump News X asking its followers, do you support a full investigation and recount in Arizona since they stole it from Kari Lake? Again, even when they win big, like they did in Arizona and all the swing states, okay, they still cry fraud. Isn't that amazing? If they don't win 100% of their races, they cry fraud. Look, they got the House, the Senate, and the White House. Okay, Kari Lake's not going to make a difference. All right, she's just not. Okay, yet they're still crying fraud. And what's funny is, why would the Democrats rig this race and this race only? Why wouldn't they rig all of them? If they had like a magic I win through fraud button, why didn't they push it? Why didn't they push it for Kamala? Why didn't they push it for Hillary? Okay? What? Why? Nobody can explain that. No one can explain that. If the Democrats had a magic I rigged the election and always win button, why the fuck didn't they use it? Because they don't have it. It doesn't exist. And you're just crying for no reason. That's what you're doing, MAGA. What is wrong with you people? Come on. But again, it doesn't make sense to me because I'm not like perpetually fueled by incoherent outrage. But that's what you are when you're MAGA. The entire movement relies on getting mad over things that didn't actually happen. That's the reality of the situation, okay? So look, at the end of the day, Republicans, take the wins that you have. They're more than enough. Okay, and don't give air to the weirdo conspiracies of loser Kari Lake, who was once again undefeated at being defeated. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.